With regenerative medicine and any procedure, including your microneedling with your DP4, we understand that there is an element of donor dependence to determine your success of growth factors, your success of cytokines or signaling cells, your success of extracellular matrix proteins, and your success of healing, repair, and regeneration. As such, this is a machine. If you don't put in the right fuel into this machine, it's not going to function as effectively. So you can have a very, very expensive car. I want you to think Maserati. But you can also have a cheaper car, with love and respect, a Suzuki. If you don't put water, petrol, and oil into your expensive car, it's not going to work. If you don't put water, petrol, and oil into your cheaper car, it's not going to work either. So you can beg, you can plead, you can bribe, you can inspire as much as you wish for a fibroblast to produce collagen, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Let me divert for just one moment. We understand that a fibroblast physically needs a level of activation, but motivation in order to produce collagen. How does this look? Well, we look to diet. We look to what's happening systemically to support what you were performing in clinic. We will also look to the role of topical skin care to also support what you perform in clinic. As a very simple equation, a fibroblast, which is your collagen-producing cell, plus topical and systemic vitamin C equals collagen potential. Why I map this up is because if you have a patient who smokes, one cigarette depletes your entire recommended daily intake of vitamin C in one shot. And we're not just talking tobacco. Whatever they're smoking, that is going to have an effect on the fibroblast and its potential for collagen production coming through. Of course, a balanced diet will be the correct solution for every patient, but if we need to look outside traditional treatment parameters, there are a couple of options that we could look to. Supplementation, but also key diet elements. Your highest naturally occurring source of vitamin C is not orange juice. It comes from berries, it comes from kiwi fruit. The RDI, which refers to recommended daily intake of vitamin C, is around about 1,000 milligrams. So with this, the first recommendation for all patients, ensure a balanced diet supports your in-clinic procedures. Number two, if your patient is a smoker, can I suggest that they take 250 milligrams of vitamin C supplementation per cigarette? This does mean that they may be taking up to 2,000, 2,500 milligrams a day. Now, the reason why some of you are sniggering is because you know, if you have had a cold, if you've had the flu, and you've overdosed on vitamin C supplementation, you reach what's called vitamin C saturation point. That's the fancy term for diarrhea. So with this, if you are vitamin C deficient because of smoking, if you are vitamin C deficient because of diet, we need to make you efficient in order to maximize your fibroblast and your collagen production. We know that the modern patient is stubborn, so it's not as simple as just saying, please stop smoking, please start eating a balanced diet. It's now understanding how we can be flexible to our patient's needs in order to create a synergistic approach, but also treatment success. From this area, we understand that collagen is the most abundant protein found within the human body. There's 27 known forms. 7 of these are associated with the skin. And what we have is tightly bound bundles of protein fibers. It looks not too dissimilar to this rope-like effect here. With this rope-like structure, I want you to imagine that it's similar to the rope which holds a boat to a moor or to a wharf. With this, the more tightly bound your rope is, then the better the tensile strength, the better the durability, if there's waves, if there's storm within the water. But on the other hand, if your rope is weakened, then simply, if there's any pressure, it's going to snap. What determines tightly bound bundles of protein fibers within the skin, by comparison to weakened fibers, is the role of iron. So whilst vitamin C deficiency is generally more common in smokers, in urban patients or patients of bad diet, we see an iron deficiency is going to be more common in female patients, particularly if we consider anemia, iron deficiency, or even heavy menstruation. With this process, the recommended daily intake of iron is around about 15 milligrams a day. For those patients who are longer-term anemic, they will undergo iron infusions via their physician. But otherwise, the highest naturally occurring source of iron in food is going to be found in reindeer, going to be found in kangaroo, good luck with that here, and going to be found with beef. With this, please understand, however, that the iron which can be extracted from seaweed, spirulina, it's not recognized the same way by the body. So for patients who are vegan or vegetarian, they need to understand that the iron to be recognized and to work needs to come from a hemoglobin source. So the role of vitamin C helps to create and stimulate collagen potential. The role of iron then tightens the bundles of collagen protein fibers, the most common protein that we find within the human body. Now for final consideration, I want to have a look at transcription of RNA, ribonucleic acid, and also DNA, deoxynucleic acid. So with this process here, I want you to imagine that the skin has its own genetic blueprint. Your genetic blueprint is not too dissimilar to the instructions which come with an IKEA piece of furniture. So if you follow those instructions, if you pay someone else to follow those instructions, then your structure should be built according to the blueprint and according to the official instructions itself. When I see scar tissue, when I see breakdown within the skin, this is a communication issue for me that says that your blueprint of what should be good quality, healthy, functioning skin was not communicated effectively when the skin underwent trauma. What is responsible for the communication of RNA, but also the communication of DNA, is the role of what we call a zinc finger. Zinc is responsible to activate healing, regeneration, repair. But zinc also assists with transcription of your blueprint. As such, one of the first visual signs of zinc deficiency, it's more common in younger males and particularly common in acne patients. It's highlighted by prolonged periods of blue and purple skin. Think of a patient with stage 3 acne. The lesions aren't really red, they're more blue and purple. But also think of a patient with delayed or corrupted healing processes. You'll notice that the skin goes red, but then it undergoes a long blue and purple time period before it either turns white or silver, or it turns into a dark post-inflammatory hyperpigmented skin. So we understand the role of zinc becomes vital for transmission, for communication, but sharing the instructions of what your good skin should be, like your IKEA instructions. As such, the recommended daily intake of zinc is 23 milligrams a day. However, many dietitians will recommend that it is possible in some cases to go 1 milligram per kilogram, particularly for patients affected by stage 3, but also stage 4 acne as well. So I want to show that as part of an all-encompassing approach to your regenerative procedures with your DP4, that we look above and beyond just your in-clinic procedures. We look above and beyond just topical home care, but also take into account that this is a machine. You need the right fuel to create the right response. And these are some elements of consideration to assist in maximizing your skin's reaction, your skin's response, but also your skin's potential to your DP4 procedure.